Meal prepping. Without a doubt, one of the most difficult things for anyone looking to lose weight is sticking to a specific nutrition plan. While there are many interventions to help an individual achieve that, meal prepping is one of the more effective strategies. By prepping food in advance, a person can ensure they have healthy, nutritious options readily available throughout the week. This can also save time and reduce the temptation to reach for less nutritious options. The concept of meal prepping is simple. Prepare protein and carbohydrate sources in bulk for a couple of days ahead. Then, make sure to have readily available foods to add to those meals, which can be consumed right away with minimum preparation, such as raw vegetables, fruits, and nuts. By incorporating meal prepping into a routine, anyone can take control of their nutrition and set themselves up for successful nutrition adherence. Number 1. Preparing the proteins. Slow cooking is a highly effective method of preparing proteins during meal prep. Cooking at low temperatures for an extended period of time allows for the development of rich and complex flavors, as well as tender and juicy meat. A temperature of 140 degrees Celsius for 3 hours in the oven is the recommended method for slow cooking a variety of proteins, including pork shoulder, pork fillet, most beef cuts, and chicken thighs. This approach yields consistently delicious results and eliminates the need for constant attention, making it an ideal option for those who are short on time. To bring diversity, one can also prepare a number of fish fillets from salmon, tuna, or other fish of choice on a heated pan. By incorporating bulk protein cooking into a meal prep routine, anyone can enjoy nutritious and flavorful protein options throughout the week with minimal effort. An important consideration is that for the best taste and freshness, proteins must be cooked for a maximum of 3 days ahead. To finish this off, here is a step-by-step recipe to slow cook a pork shoulder cut or most other pork and beef cuts, as well as chicken thighs. 1. Take the cut and sprinkle salt evenly on all sides. 2. Place the cut in a bowl and let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours. 3. Take it out of the fridge and leave it outside until it reaches room temperature. 4. When it reaches room temperature, season the cut with salt, pepper, and other spices of choice. 5. Warm up the oven to 140 degrees Celsius. 6. In the meantime, bring a pan to high heat and oil it up, preferably with butter. 7. Place the cut on the pan to sear it for about 10 seconds per side. 8. The goal here is to have no pink spots on the outside. 9. Place the seared cut into a glass oven tray with the lid on. 10. Place the tray in the oven and let it cook for 2.5 to 3 hours. 11. Take the tray out, remove the lid, and let the meat cool down for up to 10 minutes. 12. Take 2 porks and pull the meat apart. 13. Enjoy. Number 2. Preparing the carbohydrates. After making sure the protein sources are cooked in bulk and readily available, the next viable step is preparing carbohydrate sources. This approach allows for a quick and convenient source of energy for daily activities and physical exercise. The thing about carbohydrates is they are not all made equal. Some sugary carb-rich foods, like processed sweets, do provide carbohydrates, but those are the so-called quick carbohydrates. Quick carbohydrates generally spike insulin and blood sugar levels, leading to an energy crash. When selecting carbohydrate-rich foods, it is important to choose those that are nutrient-dense, such as whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, rather than processed options that are high in added sugars and unhealthy fats. Including such nutrient-dense and fiber-rich carbohydrate sources can do a couple of things. For one, it will prevent the above-mentioned energy crash, also known as a sugar crash. And secondly, quality carb sources will also provide a gradual release of energy, which may be helpful not only during the daily activities, but also exercise efforts. Some of the best carbohydrate sources to cook during a meal prep routine include sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, white and brown rice, lentils, whole wheat pasta, and oats. To finish this off, here are 2 step-by-step recipes, one for preparing sweet potatoes and one for preparing white or brown rice. 1. Warm up the oven to 190 degrees Celsius. 2. Wash the sweet potatoes, then peel them completely. 3. Cut the potatoes in quarters. 4. Place a sheet of baking paper on a tray. 5. Place the potatoes in the tray with the sharp side up. 6. Melt butter in a small metal cookpot. 7. Use a cooking brush to oil up the potatoes. 8. Place the tray in the oven and cook for 40 minutes or until completely soft. The same recipe can be used for regular potatoes, with the only difference being the temperature of the oven, which has to be bumped up to about 220 degrees Celsius. Now for the rice. 1. Take a cup of white rice and wash it under water 7 times. 2. Place a pot on the stove on medium-high heat. 3. Chop a carrot and bell pepper into small pieces along with some onion. 4. Place a teaspoon of butter in the pot. 5. When the butter melts, put the veggies in and stir. 6. Then pour the rice in and stir until the grains are covered with fat. 7. With the same cup used to measure the rice, pour 3 cups of water. 8. Bring the water to a boil. Then cover with the lid and turn down the stove to low heat. 9. Cook for 20 minutes or until all the water is absorbed, then let rest on the side for 5 minutes. The same recipe can be used for brown rice, with the only difference being that brown rice has to be soaked in water for at least 2 hours or overnight. Number 3. Having a raw food shelf. The third step in an effective meal prep strategy is to have a raw food shelf that includes readily available foods that do not require special preparation and can be consumed as is. Some examples of such foods are fresh fruits, such as apples, bananas, and berries, raw vegetables, such as carrots, cucumbers, and bell peppers, and last but not least, nuts, such as almonds, walnuts, and cashews. These foods can serve as convenient snacks or be incorporated into the rest of the meals for additional nutrition. It is important to have a variety of these raw foods readily available to ensure a balanced diet. By having a raw food shelf, individuals can ensure that they have a quick and easy source of nourishment on hand. All of this without the need to cook or prepare in any way.